Mario García, owner of Garcia Media and professor at the Columbia University School of Journalism. You are speaking here during the Mediafacts Publishers Conference. What will be one of your most important advices to the publishing industry?
One of the most important bits of advice that I will have for the audience at the Mediafacts Congress today will be that we have to start thinking that in terms of a multi-platform approach, that you cannot come to work thinking that you're producing a newspaper for print only, that you have to think across what I call the media quartet. You have to think about the phones, the tablet, the print, and the online. And digital is moving so fast that I think we have to be dealing with a digital first now mentality.
Yeah, and of the four platforms in the media quartet, which one is the most important?
Of the four platforms in the media quartet that I always mention, the phone, the tablet, the print, and the online, there's no question in my mind that the smartphones, the phones is extremely important, and is where a lot of the interest is, not only for readers but also for advertisers and people who like to sponsor our content. So a lot of my effort right now and my work is directed towards the phone.
Yeah, and publishers, they seem to have difficulties publishing for smartphones. A lot of publishers in the Netherlands don't really have a strategy for that. What would be your advice how to publish on smartphones?
I think that the first thing to realize is that you're dealing with what I call the journalism of everywhereness, of distractions. The phone is a platform that we carry with us at all times. We consult it 40, 50 times during the course of a day for very brief periods. Publishers have to become aware that you cannot simply dump into the phone what you have produced for your online or for your print editions, that you have to create shorter text. Specifically, you have to create some curated editions where at certain times of the day you come in and you give me what I should know at that moment without interrupting the flow of information that is always there. So that's why I always refer to, and it will be one of the themes in my Mediafacts conference today, the two tempos. You have to have the constant flow and you have to have the moments when everything stops for a few minutes and you give me curated content.
Yeah, and okay, that's interesting case maybe is very much for which you are working. Can you tell a little bit how you advise them for their smartphone strategy?
Here we have Paris Match, which is a very well-known, iconic magazine of France. It deals with deep news, great photography, reportage, celebrities. It's a magazine that has it all. One of the old-fashioned magazines with a lot of good content, but they did not seem to have a mobile strategy as such. So our advice would be to create a daily version that would appear in the evenings, for example, where you capture what I call mini moments in the life of a magazine. You're going to have an interview that will be long next week, but today you offer maybe two of the questions because that's all the time that I will have to give you on this. So you're promoting your content, you're promoting your brand, but at the same time you're using the phone for what is best, to give me little tidbits of information at a certain time of the day. So that has been our advice to them, to carry their brand into the mobile platforms.
Yes, very interesting case. Another one is here in the Netherlands, the Telegraph. Telegraph. You advise them for their total redesigned strategy for all platforms of the media quartet. Can you tell a little bit more about it?
Yeah, the Telegraph here in the Netherlands is one of our most exciting projects right now because, as you know, they're moving from, in the print edition, from a large format to a compact format, and we're helping them with that. Taking the same spirit of this newspaper that is one of a kind with this somewhat disorganized look, but it is part of the DNA. So we're not going to sanitize this newspaper. We're going to carry some of those elements into a more easy to follow kind of format. At the same time, we are making sure that their digital strategy will expand across all the platforms and that they too will be able to tap into specific moments of the day and bring the best of the Telegraph content to readers of the Netherlands in curated editions at the same time that they have the constant flow. So it will be major changes for this very well-known newspaper in the Netherlands.
Yes, okay. Then print. Is there a future for print publishing with all this digital and mobile transition?
There is a future. I don't think one medium eliminates the other medium, but you have to realize from the very beginning that print is not the protagonist anymore. That print is one part of the media quartet, but not the essential. And I always talk about doing print happily. There are many firms all over the world today that rather than abandon print, what they're doing is giving print its place. I will show examples of the Aftenposten in Norway, for example, where the editor, who's very digitally minded, has begun the project with a redesign and a rethinking of print. But what is the role of print? Print doesn't have the advantage of deadlines to give you breaking news anymore, but it has the ability to provide analysis, to provide still good photography, and to let people relax and lean back with the print after a day of consulting constantly the mobile profiles where things are jumpier and more energetic. But yeah, there is a role for print. I do believe, however, that in many cases there will not be a printed newspaper Monday through Friday in some places, and you will have a very robust and strong weekend edition. Yeah. But print will be there in one form or the other.
Yeah. What is one of your favorite print magazines or newspapers?
I would have to say that in terms of magazines, for me, it would be The Economist, because it's very complete. It's a joy to read it, and it's the ultimate authoritative lean-back experience. And for newspapers, I have several, but I think one of them for me is the New York Times. El País of Madrid is an experience that I always enjoy very much. These are papers where the content of the printed edition goes beyond news. You have literature, you have culture, you have things that make you want to come to them. And I think that more regional newspapers need to go in that direction as well, to surprise you. A printed newspaper can do very well when it surprises you.